Hey, just going to do an odd little video today, but I'm going to use the mobile VR player on my iPad mini. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter the VR player. And now one thing you may notice is that this is not the like normal setup since there's only one eye being rendered, but then this is the child mode because children under 7 really shouldn't use side-by-side viewing. It may mess up their eyes. At least that's what I've been told. So you can turn on this mode, and then it's just basically one eye. But then the main thing you may want to notice here is that there are black bars at the top and the bottom of the screen. That's because when you go into the settings, you can actually set what we like to call the virtual device. So in here, I have it currently set for landscape 16:9, but I could have just done the full landscape, but then it would have looked a little more stretched. So you can do 16:9, it'll add the black bars, but then it will look better. Now let me go back in there. There's one more thing it does. And then this little screen here, this is the A alignment screen. It's just to help you get everything in the right place before it starts up. One thing you may want to notice is that now if you take your finger, like if the black space at the top, if I'm looking, I'm turning right now. So if I touch the area at the top of the screen, oh, what just happened? My view just recentered there. So now there's just a quick little hack you can do where if you just tap on the screen somewhere and it's not in the view area, then it will just do a quick little recalibration there, in case it's basically drifted away. But also you can look away and just click in the area that's not the where the controls are, and it will do the same thing too. So that's kind of nice to use. And you can also now tap on the button. So if I want to, I can tap on my file manager, and then I can actually just tap on the icons on the screen, which is pretty nice when it works. So there, fancy pantsy. And let me see, let me exit out now. I just tapped on the home button. Now we go in here. Now I want to pretend that I'm an iPhone 4. So now let me enter it in. You may notice now that the screen has gotten a whole lot smaller, and also it's doing side-by-side rendering. And then this screen is supposed to be the same size as an iPhone 4. So now, if you had a some sort of view device, you could, use this to, mimic different types of screens. And also on this screen, if you tap on the right eye, it will recenter, but if you tap on the left eye, it will try to tap, what's underneath there. But for now, I'm just going to exit out, because I can go under here again now, and, I would be an iPhone 5 instead. Let me enter in my virtual reality. Now the box has gotten a little bit wider, which is nice, And you can also go between landscape and portrait mode, but just because of this film, I'm not going to switch to portrait mode. But I've heard like the Yay 3D viewer, I believe that's what it's called. You can take the iPad mini in portrait mode and then use the virtual device settings to basically make it work with that, so you can actually watch films on it. And then if I want to, I can also say I want to be an iPhone 6, which now has just got even larger on the screen. And so now that's all basically possible, which is nice. And also if you go into here, you can now create your own brand new presets. So like if I wanted to, I can say a cardboard. I want to use my cardboard, and then pretend it's an iPhone 5, and then for my HMD I'm going to choose cardboard, and then I got a lot more options. So now I can change my IPD, color correction, distortion. I can turn things off and on, so that's kind of nice. And if I go into IPD, I can change between adult, child, and custom. If I click on custom, then I can set up the different IPD values. So I can set my IPD and the IPD of the camera That's actually internal to the system. Let me just bring that back to the default setting. Now I go back, cardboard showed up, tap that. Now if I go into my VR player, you may notice now that the lens correction or the distortion effect has just been applied, and also color correction should be applied too. Just can't tell this since there's not a lot of white on the screen. Yep. But it is now completely possible or plausible to use the iPad mini or even the iPad Air as a player, for VR content. It's just that, from my experience, the like iPad mini 2, it's, the frames per second may not be as well as on the iPhone 5S. So you may not get the full 60, you may be getting around 55, 58, which, kind of is a bummer, but I really haven't found a way to get around that yet. All right, thank you.